Hi everyone, it's your boy Buck says back again, and this week, the title says it. North London is red indeed. Unbelievable performance by the boys yesterday. I think the jury is still out on Mikel Arteta. I don't really know if he's got the complete minerals to really. And minerals probably the wrong word, but the tactical nous to really take us where we need to be. We're always pumped up for the North London derby. Um, but what I can say about yesterday in particular is that what we showed was endeavour and a work ethic and actually just more desire and hunger. I think, Spurs have Kane and Son, who are probably the best two players on the pitch, ability wise. But, Tomiyasu, Super Tommy, um, you know, he's unbelievable. Tommy T, as I call him, I'm a big fan, and it just goes to show that actually hard work is what ends up winning you football matches. And I think when you look at some of the past teams that have been doing really well over the last few years, you look at the way they're drilled. Pep Guardiola's teams drilled very disciplined. You look at Klopp's teams. I mean, Klopp's team are kind of going under the radar because people think they've been run into the ground, but they have so much versatility, and they have so much attacking talent under their array. But I'm sure that there's a massive correlation between the amount of success and running metrics. Obviously, it's not everything, but it's highly indicative of the desire and the work ethic you show in wanting to get some of those results. I've played football, obviously not to a very high level. Probably would like to think it was at a very high level myself. And some people, if you spoke to them, well, the people I played with, they would tell you that I thought I played at a very high level. But it's always that thing. You go to five-side games and it's always really funny. You think, oh, the teams are unfair, but actually, so many times it's been that the unfair teams or the team that you think is going to lose ends up winning, and it's just because of the desire. They run more. Invariably, it's a game that relies heavily on fitness. It's a game that relies heavily on you wanting to get to the ball before someone else and be able to make stuff happen. What I always find with Premier League footballers is the actual technical ability between a lot of these guys, apart from like the world class talent, the Kevin De Bruyne's, the Kanes, the Sons, the Salahs, the Ronaldos. It's those marginal differences in physicality, in work rate, desire, and hunger. And so to watch Arsenal exhibit some of that passion was very welcome, considering that you don't get to see that week in, week out. What I think the challenge is for Arsenal and lots of other teams is amping themselves up for games like that. You take Granit Xhaka. I'm not a Granit Xhaka fan as an example, but he is probably the most infuriating player because you see what he does is he's a cycle. He's very much in a toxic relationship with himself in that he will basically get sent off with a stupidly rash tackle, and then he'll come back and he'll have an absolute blinder. I mean, I hope that if he does do that, and he will again, by the way, if he does do that, I hope that they're before big games like these ones because he always comes out with a point to prove. He was great yesterday. Ramsdale, he's kept Leno out of the team now, but I don't know. Like with Arsenal, I think there's a big rhetoric actually around everything external with the club. I think sometimes we don't focus on actually the fact that we don't get to see an Arsenal like that yesterday. That's the most infuriating thing. I mean, I'm a big Arsenal fan. I watched the game yesterday. I was supremely buzzing about it. And, that's the type of stuff we want to see week in, week. And I just don't think we do. Against Brighton next week, it's going to be a tough game. They're currently playing against Crystal Palace. I think they're down 1-0. And, in a shout, like, it just shows you, all these teams, no easy games in the Premier League. But I would hope that we can amp ourselves up and show that much desire. And I think that is down to the manager for them to buy in. Players like Tomiyasu, I love him, not a big name, comes in, knows his job, sticks to his job. Tierney, Saka, Smith Rowe. We've got a lot of desire amongst the team. We've just got a few bad habits that I think we need to really take out. No one would have thought, actually, about 3 weeks ago that we'd be above Spurs now. They were top of the table at the end of August. We were bottom. So, mind the gap again, I guess, guys. And I being an Arsenal fan over the last few years has pushed me towards being a neutral. I love the Premier League as a whole. I love watching all the football and soaking up as much information as I can. But yesterday ignited that spark in me. You can never really not pay attention. It's like continuously looking over your shoulder, just wanting change. And I don't think this is going to be the change. I still don't think Mikel Arteta is the man to really take us to that next level. I'm really happy with what he did yesterday. It was a 10 out of 10 managerial performance. But I don't think he has what it takes to amp these players up or really even amp himself up week in, week out like that. He seems to go through this cyclical cycle of basically just, going on really poor runs like that last run between November and December of last year, where he then started winning. I think he won against Chelsea to break that rut. And even now, 3 games lost and now 3 games won. He goes on these cycles. He then saves his job, similar with the FA Cup win. We finished 8th 2 seasons in a row. We're not going to finish in the top 4. We could finish above Tottenham. We could finish 5th. Would that be a successful season? I think so, based on the fact that our squad is not better than the 4 above us, and I would take that. It's whether or not we do it with all the competition around us. But I don't think this is a change. I think I'm very happy. And speaking of happy, there's all, again, similar narrative around Arsenal Football Club, that all the external factors, people like Troops, I'm a blood clot, and all this stuff, right? Or that he is the guy, or all this negativity is what actually influences Arsenal. I'm a big believer in positive energy. That positive energy will yield big returns, and that positivity is a big thing. It's transmissible, just like you can't see the Netflix downloads coming through the air. I'm sure positivity transmits in a way that we can't really understand. That Arsenal Fan TV is culpable for some of our on-field behaviour. It's pretty farcical, actually. I like AFTV. I watch it when we win and when we lose, and all I actually see on both sides of the exchange, actually, it's just passionate either way. I don't think it's too untoward. I'm a very reactionary fan myself. When we lose, it's the worst. When Sterling misses a goal in the World Cup, I'll be right on his back, and when he scores, I'll be his best friend. Football is a very fickle game. It's built on fickle fans. It's why it does so well. It's why its marketability is so high, because we are fickle in our nature. Human beings are fickle. I've seen people moan about Arsenal for the past 3 weeks, and yesterday I was as giddy as a school kid. So, that said, that is what it is. Arsenal, will they change? Probably not. Will they finish in the top 5? They could. Is Mikel Arteta the right man? No, he's not. But yesterday tells me that actually he has an idea of the profile of player he wants. I just think that another manager could probably get it out of those players on a more consistent basis. Heroes and villains of the week. Let's go through the Premier League, right? I mean, I'm not at that point where I can probably take you through some of the other games right now, like some of the other leagues, like Serie A and Bundesliga. I will stick to the Premier League. I will say the biggest hero of the week has got to be Tomiyasu. The guy's come in relatively unknown. I love stories like that. Someone that he's come into a very big club, relative to where he's joined from. He's not let that bog him down in any sort of way. He's come in, he's trusted his own ability. And actually, there's nothing more to be said about him. If you want to see that, if you want to see the hype, you can go watch Match of the Day. You can go watch Sky Sports, get your Sky Sports subscription. I need the sponsorship, Sky, by the way. But yeah, so he's probably my hero of the week. Villain of the week. Bruno Fernandes. What the hell are you doing, Bruno? Who do you think you are? Honestly, you got the greatest number 9, quite possibly, ever to play the game, ever. And you want to take the pen? What? Are you serious? I had Ronaldo as captain of my fantasy team. Because he is, all the Penaldo memes aside, pressure pen, Atletico, Juve, all those Champions League, pens to win Champions League finals. And you're telling me you don't trust him to take it against Aston Villa? Look, man, I like Bruno Fernandes, great player. Does he deserve to kind of not shed the limelight? I mean, it's 2 years. You won't take penalties. You won't take free kicks. Get used to it. It reeks of Ollie again wanting to be unique in his sense, right? Be unique in the sense that he wants to stamp his authority. He wants to make those decisions. Even, before Ronaldo started, we all knew Ronaldo started. You're not the manager anymore, Ollie, right? Ronaldo, he makes all the decisions there, right? If he wants to play, he will play. If he wants to take the penalties, he will take the penalties. Ronaldo has seemingly come with the whole, I love this club, I love this attitude. It's soon going to change, whereby he'll need results and he'll need to start banging quickly if he wants another Ballon d'Or. Ollie needs to stop being a contrarian for the sake of it, or he needs to stop trying to stamp his authority to gain respect. You ain't going to gain that respect. The only way you're going to do that is with results, and you ain't good enough to get them, so you ain't going to get it. Just make the right decisions. Ronaldo should have taken that penalty. You said it was decided before the game, and it tells me all I need to know about your managerial ability. I don't care if United do well, bad, big Ronaldo fan, but that's not my concern. I think Ollie is nowhere near good enough. I think he should have been sacked on the basis of this weekend's performance. You've got a squad now that has no excuse to not be challenging for the title, and yet the way they play is not exciting. You have Zidane, you have Conte, you have all these players available. Players. I say players. You have all these coaches available, world-class coaches. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not going to outmanage Tuchel, Guardiola, or Klopp. He is not. He does not have that ability. He's had 3 years to prove if he has that. Oh no, he does not. He's similar to Mikel Arteta. He'll go through runs. He'll probably beat City away from home and beat City at home this season, which is what he does every year. But it amounts to nothing. There's no trophies. He bottled the Europa League final. He's bottled the last few games. He has no tactical ability. He has no real idea. And he's made Sancho look like the second coming of Pepe. So, is he the right man for the job? No, he's not. And Man United, again, similar to Arsenal, I don't think they're respecting their lineage or the club or really the profile of the person they need. You look at the profile of the people they need, the only person they got was Mourinho. And actually, I'm going to be honest to you, he was their best manager since Fergie left. 2 trophies, and second place finish, right? Against a dominant Man City side. So, it just tells you everything you need to know. Even if his play style was negative, I think results are what people remember. I don't think people remember how... I don't even know if people remember how Jose Mourinho played. I think at the time, there was massive contention around him that he's playing crap. But I think, if you offered United 2 trophies now, people talk about that trophy. They brag about that trophy. We've won a European trophy before Arsenal. Okay, you played crap, but it is what it is. So, yeah, hero, Tomiyasu, villain, Fernandes, closely followed by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And in other news, honestly, Liverpool going slightly under the radar. But I mean, it's kind of shocking that they drew against Brentford. But Brentford have done really well, only lost once against Brighton. And so, like I said, no easy games in the Premier League. Salah, I think, I'd like to apologise to Salah because I think I've given him a bit of a hard time. I don't know what's happened to Mane. I thought Mane was better than Salah for the longest time. But Salah, you just can't really argue with the numbers, the output. Again, all down to desire, the way the guy works. I mean, he's outperforming Ronaldo this season, as much as it pains me to say. He's outperforming everyone. He's supremely consistent. And it's not just stuff he's doing on the football pitch. The way he's changing attitudes towards Islam in Liverpool, some of the charity work he's doing, just that community feel he brings. He brings a lot to that football club. And like I said, I'm a big Arsenal fan, but watching some of these teams in the Premier League has been amazing. This year it's big. I mean, that Man City win, Guardiola finally getting one over Tuchel and outthinking him, didn't do it in the Champions League final, and I think Tuchel might have won 3 on the bounce against him, and to break that is going to be a big lift to him. And yeah, I think tribalism is a big thing in football. I used to be against Guardiola, really, really kind of judgmental. I thought Guardiola failed at Bayern, and so it coloured my perspective on him. But actually, he is a top manager, and what he's brought to the league is competitiveness. And he's really just created a monster heel in Man City. I mean, a heel is a villain in wrestling terms, and he has created someone that everyone wants to beat, and that is testament to his skill. And Tuchel did do that for a while, and now he's going to go back to the drawing room board. But it's super exciting. I'm still going with Chelsea to win the league. It's not going to change. I think Lukaku is going to go through the gears, and I think in terms of their defensive ability, is second to none. Liverpool will go under the radar though, so I would watch them. They will go under the radar. And as far as the rest, shout out again to Raul Jimenez, who second contender for Hero of the Week, to come back from that skull fracture and score a goal. It's a big goal for him. Again, the key theme of this video has been a testament to work ethic and desire, right? In any walk of life, whether it's football, whether it's studying, whether it's, whatever you try to apply yourself to well, you will succeed in that. You will find a way to succeed if you have the hunger, the desire, and the work ethic. Those are 3 things that, are non-negotiables in life. I want players like Jimenez and Tomiyasu, and, I'm sure that there's lots I'm missing out that perform very well over the weekend. What they show is that in life, those are the 3 most important things that you can exhibit. And yeah, I hope Mikel Arteta can make our boys exhibit that on a more consistent basis. And that's what Buck says for this week. So please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Pressure Sky, so they can give me some sort of deal on 44 subscribers. I know it's not their business model, but I'm a good talker. So thanks anyway.